Here is our vision. We want to democratize the marketplace, make it easy and affordable for everybody to invest in the brands they love. And that includes IPOs. And we include IPOs, by the way, because that epitomizes the elite that we're trying to change. That is, initial public offerings. That's the first time a company goes public. Those are always available to the big institutions and their largest clients. And we want to break that paradigm. We want to destroy that paradigm. We want to show the world that there is a level playing field. And we're doing that through our pursuit of making IPOs available to everybody. Obama raised more money in 2008 on investments, on donations under $200 than McCain did from everybody. And I heard President Clinton saying that Katrina was the first natural disaster ever that raised over $1 billion in donations. And the average donation was how much? What do you think?
25.
Oh, you're a tough crowd. $60 to get to $1 billion. It sounded like you're talking about LOYAL3's business model, right? $1 billion raised. That's the power of the crowd. That is the power of the internet. And really, if you strip out the economics for a second, what we're saying is people that have been devalued, where capital formation belongs to the big, the crowd allows us to bring power back to the individual. Because in aggregate, in large forms, individuals together can be significantly influential, significantly impactful from an economic perspective. Before LOYAL3, the most amount of IPOs most amount of participants in a single IPO that could ever be done was 60,000. 60,000 accounts, and that was General Motors when they did their IPO. General Motors asked to do 2 million. They wanted everybody to participate, to celebrate, and it just couldn't be done for regulatory reasons and for technology reasons. And so we worked, and we can now do 10 million. Not 60,000, but 10 million in one IPO. Start to think of the numbers. 10 million people putting $100 in. 10 million people putting, $500. That's a strong, powerful machine. And it's made up of people, not big institutions. Matter of fact, specifically, we don't sell to big institutions. You have one requirement to buy stock at LOYAL3, a Social Security number, a beating heart. And it's so awesome because when you think about the barriers to democratizing the market, when you think about what our objectives are, easy, affordable, fee-free, that's what's going to build LOYAL3 into a powerhouse. At the end of the day, we want to make a difference. At the end of the day, we want our life to count for something. And so if we can build a company that can make a difference, that can really have a vision that's important, and you can align along with that some camaraderie and the chance for your employees to do well as well, then you've got the right algorithm. And that's what we have at LOYAL3, and that's what you saw in that first quadrant. We don't talk with that same grandiosity. We don't talk with that same sense of emotion other than when we get to the users, where we want to also express emotion. The stock rewards is so very cool. Stock rewards is actually the ability to gift stock, to be able to gift stock to people you care about. And we're starting off by actually having companies gift it. They'll gift it for surprise and delight to their really good customers. Or they'll gift it in return for a promotion. Buy $100 worth of product, get $25 of stock. Why would a company want to do that? Because rather than discounting their brand when they do a promotion, gifting stock is really brand friendly. And it creates loyalty. There's a loyalty effect to ownership. When you own something, you care much more about it. If you own Coca-Cola stock, would you ever drink Pepsi? Would you let your friends drink Pepsi? The social IPO platform that I'm going to show you today, that's a thing that rocks because it's just never been done before. There's been precisely 3 IPOs that have ever been crowdsourced. We've done them all, and we've done them between October of last year and February of this year. With our product, you're going to be able to tell all of your customers, all of your employees, all of your affiliates and partners, that you matter. You helped us build this brand, and we recognize that, and you matter to us so much that we're going to reserve some of our IPO stock and make it available, accessible to all of you at the same price as Wall Street. You don't take a risk just because you enjoy risks. I mean, you adjust it, you think it through, and some things, when people say it's a dumb idea, it really is a dumb idea. You know, but this, we knew what it would do. We knew the differentiation. This was central to our vision to make it easy and affordable for everybody. It's the first time it's ever been done in the history of securities. The biggest obstacles were getting through the SEC. And right now, as with any disruptive company, status quo is always going to be your competitor. And if I had to answer that in the shortest way possible, I would say our biggest competitor is compromise. Every single day, the status quo wants to make it easier for you. As long as you compromise and give up a little bit of that edge, your path will become easier. And we have to be able to have the strength of our vision and clarity of our vision to say yes when it's a good compromise, but if it's a principle, we say no. There's a protection of the way things are, which is institutions, and a fear over what we want to do, which is put power to a lot more people. But the idea of democratization, the idea of leveling the playing field, how many people can actually take a really hard stance against that? We have 90% of the people on our platform have never sold stock. They just buy, and they hold, and they buy more, and they hold. 64% give us authorization to debit their credit card or their bank account, and they buy every single month. That's when I say change in the world and bringing power for everybody in this room into the market. That's the way it should be. Then companies can start to have dependability on their capital sources. And they're not worried about quarter-to-quarter type earnings where somebody's going to dump them for whatever reason. Or worse yet, which hedge fund owns them and what percent's going to be shorting them. We have a very strong culture in our company, and it goes with the 3 I's. The first one is integrity, and that's not optional. We don't want anybody to ever feel they have to politic or lie. We want people to be candid, honest at all times, and admit a mistake. Who cares? Admit a problem. Who cares? I mean, that's how you get velocity of execution, and there's nobody in the world that wants to work with somebody that they can't trust. You know, it's funny, in our company, I say, raise your hand if you've got kids, and most of the people do, and I say, now raise your hand if you tell your kids, I want you to be deceptive. I want you to be political. I want you to take sides. I want you to play mom against dad. You know, no, you tell your kids honesty, period. And what does that mean to us at LOYAL3? That means the ability to make a decision admission against your own personal interests. So number one, integrity. Number two, innovation. I want everything that we do to reflect the world of innovation. And that means that everybody has got a voice. All ideas are good. When we end up deciding the path to go, we narrow, but it doesn't stop the conversations and it doesn't stop the ideation. At our company, what you'll hear people saying all the time is we get to invent every single day. And the third thing, the third I, is interdependence. And that is, there is no one superstar. Who wants to work at a company where there's a superstar or two superstars? The truth is, interdependence is what wins. When everybody knows that the person beside them is important to the success of the company. That's team. That creates team. And then when you're going to some area of the office and you hear somebody talking to somebody else about, elevating the game, I love that. So reputation, to me, I don't think reputation is built by, kind of the forensics and details of what you say and how you do it. I think reputation, long-term reputation, is built on what you do and the consistency in which you do that.